Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're excited about another in-depth perfume review. I'm really excited about today's perfume review because it is a fragrance that really kind of takes me back to my youth. I was a teenager in the 90s, and I actually remember there was one specific time where I had a babysitting job where I made what I thought at the time was like a vast amount of money. It was like a full day project with multiple children, and I made like 40 bucks. But I remember being so excited about making this $40 because my dream at the time was to be able to walk into Rite Aid and purchase these two specific vanilla, I can't even call them perfumes because they were basically colognes. I could not afford actual perfume at the time, but these two specific vanilla perfumes had been on my radar for months. And I kind of had told my mom, like, oh, I would love to get these for Christmas this year, but Christmas was still a long way off. And so I thought, I'm gonna use this money that I earned from this babysitting job, and I'm going to walk my butt into Rite Aid, and I'm gonna buy these two perfumes. Do you know what they were? Vanilla Fields and Coty Vanilla Musk. Those two fragrances are what started my obsession with vanilla, basically everything. I absolutely fell in love with both of them. And in the last few years, I did repurchase both Vanilla Fields and Vanilla Musk. I actually still have both of them in my closet right now, and I do wear them some days. It totally takes me back to the 90s. Like, I just immediately was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I can almost hear like Pearl Jam's 10 playing in the background and me sitting in my room being all moody and just hosing myself down with vanilla perfume because of my angst. Oh my gosh, it totally takes me back. Anyway, those two fragrances really did kick off my love for vanilla, and I feel like the fragrance that I'm sharing with you guys today really kind of takes me back to those two specific fragrances. I'm not saying that this is like a dupe for both of those, but it's in the same family of that warm, cozy, but completely basic, almost borderline gourmand vanilla that just for whatever reason brings me so much comfort, so much peace, and just makes me feel good about myself. I don't know what it is about those two fragrances, but I think I just associate them with just when I was wearing them, I just felt great about myself, even though I was an angsty teen, right? So anyway, today's fragrance that we are talking about is the NEMAT Vanilla Musk Eau de Parfum. Now, I say Eau de Parfum specifically because I have actually already reviewed the NEMAT Vanilla Musk fragrance oil. I heard about this through my friend Faith, who sent me a message on Instagram one day, and she was like, hey, have you tried these NEMAT fragrance oils? There's one in Vanilla Musk that I think is totally you gotta try this thing. So after she told me about it, I was like, oh yeah, you can just get it at Ulta. Like, it's literally, you find the full size of this a lot of times in the Ulta like checkout lane. Like, when you're standing there, you've probably seen these fragrances off to the side and probably been like, what is that? I'm gonna ignore it, right? Don't ignore those. Oh my gosh, these fragrance oils are fabulous. Now, I have purchased fragrance oils from Nest in the past, and honestly, I didn't really get much out of them. I love Nest perfumes. Their fragrances, honestly, are some of my personal favorites. Midnight Fleur, Indigo, Black Tulip, staples in my collection, although Midnight Fleur is now discontinued. I will never, ever forgive Laura Slatkin for that, by the way. It's such a beautiful fragrance. I don't know why she did away with it. Anyway, this fragrance here is so good. And what I really like about it is that it's a perfume oil that actually has some oomph behind it. Like, it has some strength, it has some projection, whereas with the Nest ones, I kind of feel like they almost disappeared into my skin. Like, I really couldn't smell them much after about 20 to 30 minutes after applying them. So this one here, I can actually still smell on my skin hours after applying it. And I am already halfway through this bottle here because I've also been using this as a base for a lot of my other perfumes that I wear. So anything that has a good dose of vanilla in it, I've actually just been putting this on, especially my wrists first, and sort of working that into my skin and then spraying my fragrance over top. And what that does is it actually gives me more lasting power to my perfume. And I think it also gives it a little bit more projection, and it amps up the vanilla factor for me, which in my world is never a bad thing. If you add vanilla to anything, I think it's just gonna be lovely, whether it's a floral, whether it's another gourmand, whether it's a fruity scent. Put vanilla with whatever, and it's just gonna turn it into something even more amazing in my book, personally. So if you've never tried these fragrance oils, they are a must try. Maybe you don't like vanilla, but they also have a few other fragrance options. It's not a vast range, but you should be able to find something that you like. They're totally worth trying. They're quite affordable and just delicious. At least this one, it's delicious. Now, recently, I started noticing that they actually also added the eau de parfums to the Ulta website. So I was waiting for a while for them to actually get into stock. So Ulta does this thing where a lot of times they will put something on the website, but they don't actually have the stock on hand yet to sell. So you're just kind of waiting with that like coming soon sign, right? So I put my name down to be notified as soon as this was released. And luckily it was during November. So Ulta, if you are one of their rewards members, they send you a $10 like discount card for your birthday month. So I knew that I wanted to use my $10 discount card on this fragrance. And I really lucked out because when I was notified that it was in stock, it was also on sale to begin with. And then I saved another $10. So I got this I think it's like 1.67 ounces. It's a rather large size. I got this fragrance for like $33. Like all said and done, I paid $33 out of pocket. I will say the regular full price is $59.99. So essentially 60 bucks for 1.67 fluid ounces. But even at full price, you guys, she is worth it. Also right now, if you want to cash in on earning some multiple points, all fragrance purchases at Ulta, which is where I'm going to link this down below in the description box. If you are a part of their rewards program, you can get 5 times the points on fragrances right now. So do partake in that because those points add up really quickly with Ulta, and I think their reward system is fantastic. So anyway, I'm so glad to finally have my hands on this, and I have just been loving this, you guys. It is such a beautiful scent. Now, its composition, it's basically the same as the Vanilla Musk. If you didn't see my review on this, I'll go ahead and link that down below, and I'll just kind of revisit that in this fragrance. But I just want to tell you about the performance of the perfume itself, mostly in this video, since I've already technically reviewed the fragrance. But let's talk about the packaging. I think the way that this showed up was just like the coolest thing. So first of all, the fragrance does come in a bag, which I'm just gonna like probably toss, or I don't know, maybe I'll put it into the give this to my daughter pile. I'm sure she'll find something to do with it. But you get this and it's really nice. It feels like balsa wood. It's that really like thin wood. And on the inside are these like wood shavings. And at first when I looked at it, I was like, oh, this is such an interesting presentation. Like, I really like that I could totally like recycle this or toss it in the fireplace outside, or I don't know, bury it in the yard. I'm sure it would biodegrade or whatever. But then I read the back. So let me just read this little blurb to you here really quickly, because I think this is such a neat idea for perfume packaging. Unlike conventional perfume boxes that are thrown away, this eco-friendly box can be reused as a fragrance diffuser. What? That's so neat. Spray the fragrance on the potpourri inside the box and allow the enchanting aroma to slowly diffuse. So basically you spray perfume, either this or I don't know, any other perfume that you have, onto these wood shavings. And then I'm assuming you just kind of leave this box open like this, and then the fragrance, like the perfume, diffuses out of the box, which is just genius and so unique. I have never seen packaging like this for perfume. And as one of those typical like recycling Oregonians, we love nature here. This just really speaks to my inner hippie. It really does. I think this is such a neat idea, and I love the fact that this just isn't gonna be something that gets tossed into the trash. There's no plastic here. Like, it's just great. Anyway, I wanna take you guys through the fragrance notes, but mostly I wanna talk about the overall strength and projection of this fragrance and tell you how I am getting the very most out of this. And I don't think you're gonna be surprised based on what I started this video with. So let's kind of read through the description here. So the Vanilla Musk Eau de Parfum by NEMAT is a gourmand scent that lingers with you throughout the day. This delicious, comforting vanilla fragrance inspired by their popular Vanilla Musk fragrance oil. The Vanilla Musk Eau de Parfum envelops the wearer in a warm, sweet, yet musky aroma. So the notes here are very basic. The top note is classic vanilla. The middle is baked goods, just in general, baked goods. And then the base is warm musk. I really don't think that I could give you a more straightforward explanation of what this is than just reading those notes. The top note of the classic vanilla. So this is very much just pure vanilla. Like, you don't really smell anything else in here. It is a sweet vanilla, but it's not overly sweet. The middle notes of the baked goods, it almost comes across as like a vanilla sugar cookie with a heavy dose of the vanilla extract in it. And not like an overly baked vanilla cookie, just like barely baked vanilla cookie. I realize it's a very specific description, but I think it makes a difference because sometimes when vanilla cookies go a little bit long, they get kind of like that, like almost like burnt butter type smell to them. There's nothing burnt about this fragrance. It almost smells like the dough, more so like the dough, like vanilla sugar cookie dough. There we go. Let's just call it dough, not even like fully baked dough. And then the base of that like warm musk. Ooh, it is the best type of musk. It doesn't smell dirty or funky or anything like that. Again, it just amps up that gourmand, almost sugar cookie dough note with that very classic sweet vanilla. And it is pure perfection, you guys. The fragrance itself, I think, is pure perfection. If I were to compare it to my beloved Vanilla Fields or the Coty Vanilla Musk, I think it leans more in line with the Coty Vanilla Musk than it does with the Vanilla Fields. So if you're familiar with either of those fragrances, I think for me at this point, I actually tend to prefer the Vanilla Musk over the Vanilla Fields, whereas in the past, I was more of a Vanilla Fields than a Vanilla Musk girl, but I obviously love, but I blew that 40 bucks on those fragrances. So anyway, I wanna show you guys the really nice mist that this gives, and then let's talk about the strength and the projection. First of all, I am starting with a base of my Vanilla Musk oil because this is how you are going to get the very most out of this fragrance. Now, I don't think you have to purchase both, but I think if you happen to have both, definitely pair them together. Or if you do have the Nest Vanilla Madagascar, or Madagascar Vanilla rather, you can definitely use this with this as well. I think the two pair quite nicely, and I have done that, so I can tell you that it does work. But let's just check out this mist. Isn't it lovely? It's not like a massive splat. It does have a little bit of like force behind it, but not to the point where you're getting like a stream of the perfume. Duh. It's just pure heaven, you guys. In fact, I can never apply too much of this one. I think it's one of those ones where I feel like it's hard to overdo it. At least for me. I mean, the people that I encounter out in the world might think differently. I might be causing them a massive headache, but I think I smell really good. Anyway, the strength of this just on its own is perfectly fine. I think it is a nice eau de parfum. It definitely has the lasting power of a typical eau de parfum. It's not an extra to parfum or anything like that, that's for sure. But I think it has a really nice, just solid strength to it on its own. The projection is perfect. It's not one of those fragrances where people necessarily have to come really close to you to smell it, but it's also not one that is going to like smack people in the face. I think this is just the perfect middle ground of a fragrance that has incredible lasting power, has decent projection, and just overall has a wear that is absolutely beautiful. I cannot get enough of this. And I have a feeling this bottle is going to probably go pretty quickly. I've also been combining this with some of my other fragrances. I have tried this with Commodity Milk. That is, if you have both, again, do try that. I've even tried this with some of the other fragrances in my collection. I actually really liked this with Nest Indigo. I really liked this with, and this one is not cruelty free. This is cruelty free, by the way, just so you guys know. But I have some Viktor and Rolf Bonbon, and I paired this with that fragrance was a gift to me. I don't purchase Viktor and Rolf because they're not cruelty free, but I paired this with that, and that just, it really kind of toned down a little bit of the harshness that I feel like you get when you first apply the Bonbon. Now that fades away pretty quickly with that one. I actually really love that fragrance. I'd love to find a dupe for it from a cruelty-free company. But this, you guys, it just pairs so well with so many other fragrances. So if you're someone who does like to mix your fragrances to create something new or slightly different, this is a great thing to add to your collection. The bottle's pretty basic. This lid it's plastic, so nothing fancy there, but it is a really nice glass bottle. Simple packaging, you know, nothing special here, but a solid bottle with a nice sprayer and a good amount of product for the price point with great projection and strength behind it. So, do you need it? Yeah. If you love vanillas, I feel like this is one to definitely add to your list for either 2024 or beyond whenever you get around to it. I know that I have a perfume list that I am constantly adding names of fragrances to, and as I go through and I pick those fragrances up, I just kind of X those off the list. So if you have a list going, put it on your list because it is wonderful. Definitely, if you are looking for a less expensive option, start with the perfume oil. But I have a feeling that once you try the oil, you're gonna be all over then picking up the bottle. And with the 5 times the points right now, if you are purchasing right now, it's a really good time at Ulta to do so. So again, it'll be linked in the description box down below. Let me know if you have tried Vanilla Musk from NEMAT, and let me know what your thoughts are. And I appreciate you guys being here. Please subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.